Welcome to the inaugural episode of Am I the Asshole? Dungeons and Dragons Edition. So in this first one, we're going to talk about a subject I think a lot of dungeon masters and groups know about, and that's when somebody can't make it to the game and how that's handled. So we're gonna take a look at this one right here I got here. And it says, okay, so I'm conflicted about something. So I'm doing what any reasonable person would do. I'm asking a bunch of strangers on the internet for their opinion. So here's the deal. A group of friends and I meet semi-regularly to play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition together. Well, at least you're playing Dungeons and Dragons in name. For me, getting into D&D was mostly a no-brainer since I get to play a role-playing game regularly with my old high school friends up north. I regularly make trips up north to see them and play about 160 kilometers away, or 100 miles. I would do this on my free weekends and see old friends and have some fun. Gradually, new people have been added to the group to bolster numbers and make adventures more interesting. Yeah, that happens. That happens. My group has changed so many times over the years. But I still think it's funny that after all these years, I still have one member. I still have one member that's been playing since he's a kid. That's Ron. Well, yeah. I mean, Ryan has too. But when Ron's been a kid, I was a kid too. We were both kids back then. So I get it. Cool. However, recently, some good or bad things have happened. We finally got to a complex part for this campaign and had to call it a day in the middle of a long puzzle dungeon that our DM put together. I know that. To their credit, this dungeon the DM built is incredible in its design. A lot of love and care has gone into building the scenario for us that the players have to play. Now, the thing that makes me wonder, am I the asshole? I recently had to give a firm no to our DM that I would not be able to make it to this most recent session to continue our quest as I am having some dental work done. This precludes me from being able to make the 2.5-hour drive up to see the team and continue playing. Conversations with my friends and the DM have ended with them just saying shame. Shame is what they said to you, huh? And now, I hear from another one of my close friends in the same D&D group. He plays a Tabaxi rogue. Okay. That the DM plans to go ahead anyway. Am I the asshole for being a bit upset that the DM is allegedly continuing our adventure without me? Without asking if I'm okay with it? I feel like a bit of an ass saying that I feel like a bit of an ass saying, don't play without me. I mean, it's not exactly fair for me to hold back the entire party either. No, it's not. Without even asking me, I think that's a little asshole-ish. Or am I the asshole for asking him to wait an extra week or two? Or expecting to be consulted before the campaign continues? I feel like I'm in the right in this situation, but I've been wrong before, and I'd be interested to hear public opinion. Okay, let's unbox this crap that's going on right here. So there's not enough details. I don't think there is. Now, the way I run a game, and I believe most DMs, GMs, storytellers, I think we all try to do this. And that's, we try to set something up ahead of schedule. In fact, many of us like to have something regular. Like with my group, I give them updates every week as to what's happening game-wise, but they generally know that we play every other weekend. That's a standing thing. They know this. Okay? Now, the way you presented this story, the way you wrote this, I don't know if that's been set up or not. Let me just get my screen back up here. I don't know whether that's been set up or not by your friend, DM here. I am going to go along the lines that it probably was. You guys probably had something set up in advance. And I'm going that route just because that's the norm that I'm aware of after almost 5 decades of doing this. So a date had been sent. People have talked about it. It was known. Now, I have had dental work done in the past. Oh, yes. I think most of us have. I know how dentist office work. In fact, I understand how just about any appointment works, especially when you're talking about medical-based appointments. I am quite sure that this appointment was not made the day before. Medical appointments as dental appointments are usually made a week, 2 weeks, depending on how much you want to rush it. It's usually a couple of weeks in advance. So you getting your dental work, I'm guessing, based on the information you gave me and what I know is considered, more often than not the norm, that you knew for weeks in advance what date you had your appointment. Now, if this is true, then you're the asshole for not letting that date be known to the rest of the group as soon as you knew. It falls on a game day, you have to tell everyone. You have to let them know, especially your DM. I mean, right here, you're talking about the elaborate work of this long puzzle dungeon that your dungeon master put together. Do you know how much time and effort it takes to put together something like that? Now, again, I'm going to go over another assumption here. I'm assuming that you mean that he has a table design. And this isn't just theater of the mind on graph paper here. Okay, things like I do. So if that's the case, if you're DM, so when you're calling a childhood friend here, is going to this much effort, and I guarantee you, he is building this thing for a week. Okay, days before the adventure, he is starting the build. He is altering the build from last week. He's changing things. He's working on this to one degree or another all freaking week before game day. You call this guy your friend? And you wait until the last minute to let him and the group know that you can't make it, and then you got the balls to tell them that you expect them to wait? Really? Who raised you? Okay, that you think that you're that damn special. That it doesn't matter how much work your DM, the friend, has put into this table build. It doesn't matter that the other players have lives also. And I guarantee you that they have made sure that they were open that day. They have changed plans, maybe on a work schedule, maybe with other friends, maybe family, maybe a wife. Who knows? But they made sure, damn sure, that they were going to be free game day. So you let down your friend, the DM. You let down the group by not being there when you knew in advance. Because that's how dental appointments are made. And you wait to the last minute to tell them that on a game day you have a dental appointment and you can't make it. Sounds lazy. Sounds like you were busy with more important things. And then at the last minute you realize, shit, I didn't tell them. I'm sure they'll wait for me. I know that they all have plans. They change their lives around. They put things on halt. But this is me. They can wait a week. Or actually, you say a week or two. Yeah, people have lives. Real life happens. I get that. But you know what? When you tell someone something, like where you're going to be at a certain day and time, you don't have to say, I promise. You get this, right? I mean, anything you say is by definition the truth. You don't have to say, I promise. It's only not the truth when you decide to make yourself a liar. When you decide, oh, something better has come along. Nobody needs to know until now. Oh, I'll tell them at the last minute. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. It does. Your DM is definitely not the asshole for continuing with the game. In fact, if this continues to happen, why are you even playing? Why? Now, my question is how is he dealing with the missing character? Because you say you're right in the middle. You say you're right in the middle of this long dungeon puzzle. So mid-game, now it isn't even like so bad if it was like between adventures or anything. Downtime. No. Mid-cliffhanger. You're like, you guys can wait another couple of weeks. I got something to do that I didn't bother telling you about until now, so deal with it. I really want to know how your DM dealt with this. What did he do with your character? Did a surprise trap pop up, knock you into near death, turn you to stone or something, they have to carry you around until next week when you show up and they miraculously get a cure for whatever condition you're under? I hate doing that. God, it makes it such bad storytelling. Yeah, that matters to me. And I'll tell you the truth, it matters to any, not most, it matters to any and all good DMs, how the story works. And, I really wish you had given more information about how your group works. Because right now, I'm just giving you this based on how I know my group works and groups I've been in and other DMs run their groups. I don't know if that's what your buddy does. But really, I mean, you had this in the dentist's book for weeks. It happens on a game day. So as soon as you know, you let your buddies know. You let your teammates know. I mean, if this was a football team, a soccer team, a baseball team, right? You make a dentist appointment on game day. Are you gonna wait till a day or two before game day and tell the coach, oh, by the way, I made a dentist appointment a couple of weeks ago for today. You're gonna have to cancel the game. Put it back a couple of weeks. Don't play without me, though. Otherwise, you might be the asshole. No, that's not how it works. And a team is a team. Regardless of whether it's the Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder group, or whether it's a basketball team, a swim team, or archery team, it doesn't matter. Football, soccer, baseball. A team is a team. Damn it. And you have to treat your other teammates with respect. You have to treat your coach with respect. You got to treat the refs with respect. And that defines pretty much everyone you're playing with in the group. So yeah, you are completely the asshole for expecting your DM to put everything on hold for a week or two. What do you need the other week for? Your candy ass needs to sit down and relax after last week's dentist visit? Come on. People change their plans. People keep things open. People tell their friends, no, I'm busy that day. No, I have plans that day. Because that's what you do. That's what you do. You don't make plans on a game day when you have the option to make it something else. This is why you set things down in writing. That's why you put things on the calendar. So when someone asks you, hey, Saturday, I'm going to the movies. I'm going to go check out that new sci-fi flick. You want to come? This is when you say, yeah, I'd love to. Maybe another day we can go, but I got plans that day. That's the appropriate answer if you were raised with any manners. Okay? So this is a stupid question. So are all the AITAs this stupid? Okay, I mean, you need me to bitch about this for another 5 minutes? There's nothing else for me to say on the subject. I mean, you complain that's a 100-mile drive each way. Well, don't complain about that, because that's a choice you make. You make that choice. No, but I have to travel 100 miles. Yes, you don't have to. No, nobody is forcing you to there. Okay? It's a choice you make. And I understand you make it because you want to be with some old high school friends, some old childhood friends. Sure, I love hanging out with those people too. I mean, not yours, mine. But it's still a decision that you decided to make. And you decided to make this long-ass trip decision to be part of a group. I live here in New York City. In case you can't tell by my accent, in case you don't know anything else about it, I live and have here in New York City. Over the last several years, I have had, never when I was younger, but over the last several years, I have had players from Jersey drive in to be part of my campaign. I have had a guy from Connecticut drive in to be part of my campaign. Because our game started at noon. And you know what I've learned? Every single time there's a player that has to make a long-ass trip, it's never worth it to have them in the group. I'm sorry, it's never worth it. Because they are the ones, more than anything else, that are going to have problems. And their problems are usually going to happen at the last minute. And it's regular. It'll be regular. It might not start off regularly, but it'll become regular. Yeah, when you have to make trips like that to a game, I understand you want to hang out with your buddies. Maybe you can have a drinking day or something. A movie day once a month or something. And if you want a game, find someone in your neighborhood. Or start your own group in your neighborhood. Because, yeah, if you're traveling 100 miles every game day, one way, you're talking about this one way. Each way, 100 miles. A 200-mile trip to game? No, you are the problem in your group. As far as getting together and everything, you're the problem with the group. Find another way to hang out with your friends, your old high school friends. And then find another way to game closer to you. Somewhere within 5 miles, maybe, of where you live, okay? And the two will balance out very nicely and you have less problems like this. But ultimately, if you know what game day is, don't make plans. And if you have to, you let your buddies know ASAP. And don't pull this shit last minute. Don't pull this shit last minute. Because you know how insulting it is when you tell someone you had something better to do? That's one of the most insulting things you can say to another human being. Whether you say it directly or indirectly. It's said. It's known. And that is really... That's a really messed up thing to say. That's a really messed up way to leave someone feel. That you would hang out with them, but you got something better to do. Don't be that person. Yeah. I think we know who the asshole is here. So, 20-Sided Warriors are going to be part of this. I'm not sure if it's going to be next episode or the one after that. We are going to find out, my friends. If you have an Am I the Asshole D&D related question, send it. Send it to Two Gun Pixie. The email is up on the screen. It's been in the corner this whole time. And maybe the 20-Sided Warriors will let you know who the asshole is.